Hey everyone, Tim Collect Jurassic, and here was something pretty interesting today to take a look at in terms of Mattel Jurassic World toys. These are both Velociraptor figures released from Mattel over the past couple years, and at first glance, they look very similar, right? We have the Jurassic World Legacy Collection Velociraptor that was released, I think in about 2021 for the Dominion toy line. And then we also have the Jurassic World Strike Attack Velociraptor, part of the Epic Evolution toy line that actually is just hitting right now. And I actually hadn't bought this toy until recently because I was so sure that it was exactly like the Legacy Collection version here. But turns out they're actually a little bit different in more ways than one. So I wanted to make a little video about how they are different, just to help out other collectors and help you weigh in on if you want to buy another figure similar to this, but you know, kind of a unique collectible in and of itself. So let's go ahead and break things down from the packaging standpoint, and then we'll go ahead and get the figures out and do some side-by-side comparisons too. First things first, it's pretty clear the packaging is much different between these, with the Legacy Collection having that cool sunset, having the, you know, Rex roaring, all that good stuff. You got the Legacy Collection logo, the Jurassic World Legacy Collection logo on the side of the package, and then the breakdown of the Raptor action on the back, all that good stuff. So obviously themed for that collection, whereas the Strike Attack Epic Evolution version has all of those pieces just that much different for, you know, just generic Jurassic World branding. Similar backs, very similar backs, but again, different logos in different places, but kind of honoring that same layout there. But yeah, I mean, and they're both open tray packages. They have the same dimensions. They have the same like cardboard angle here. So the packaging is actually, identical except for the artwork, right? But let's talk about the figures inside. I do actually have a version of this figure open already, so I'm not going to open my inbox version, but I will need to open my Strike Attack Raptor to take a look at it, because I have not yet gotten it out. So we'll go ahead and do a quick little snip. Always easy to get these figures out, and then we'll put him aside. And now I need to make sure that I know who's who, because they are very, very similar, but again, not quite identical. So on the left here, we have the new version, the, I guess we'll call this one the Epic Evolution version. And then we have the Legacy Collection version over here on this side. I've got some sort of paper or plastic under this guy. I don't know what that is. Because I've only had this guy on the shelf, so there shouldn't be anything on him. So these figures, again, at first glance are, they appear to be the same exact toy, right? However, there is some key differences right off the bat. We can tell that the plastic color of the new version is actually a little bit lighter orange. It's pretty, you know, hard to tell maybe on camera, but it is a little bit of a lighter orange right off the bat. Otherwise, they do have the same paint application of that lighter underbelly, which again, you know, maybe one's a little bit brighter, but I think that's probably just normal factory variants. But in terms of the casted plastic, I mean, that's a decision they made, you know, while they're pouring the molds. Really, it's just having this lighter color plastic for the new one. So a little bit brighter. In terms of paint application, we do have the three dark stripes on the hip still. On the back, we have the darker paint application of stripes and like just a darker, deeper color underneath that, but noticeably darker on the Legacy Collection version versus the Strike Attack version. So much lighter here to kind of complement that lighter base orange plastic. So that's pretty clear to see on camera. Coming up the neck, we do have, you know, that red color that goes up the neck, right? On both Raptors, you can see here. On this guy, it actually goes almost on the side of his head here. You can see it comes up and goes to the side of his head, versus this Raptor, it really sticks to just the top of his head. So just the top, but on the sides, it's not really visible, but you can see the difference between how it covers on both sides. Again, I got the new Epic Evolution version here, almost completely empty of that darker shade, versus the Legacy Collection version, which it covers the eye socket a little bit more. You can also see the eyes are quite different too. This one has a little bit bigger of an eye, painted in a more pale yellow, versus the new version, the It's a smaller eye and a little bit more of a true yellow versus a pale yellow that we're seeing here. So that's the thing that really jumps off to me, is how different their eyes are. Just by painting a little bit bigger of an eye, definitely makes the Legacy Collection version look a little bit more alert. I think their teeth maybe are painted a little bit different too. We have a little bit yellower teeth on the new Epic Evolution version versus the Legacy Collection version. Get a nice close up there. You can see their teeth are just ever so slightly different shade. Do have that pink mouth though. Articulation wise, these things are exactly the same. They have the legs that go, the arms that go. Then they have the action feature that it's exactly the same, which is you twist the tail. Wait, do I know how to do this? No, you literally just move this, I guess. Yeah, I guess you just move the body and it wiggles back and forth. So kind of a spinning attack move that they can both do. Yeah, I don't think there's any difference between both of these or how that activates. They're cool. They're kind of fighting. I love the ball joint neck on both of these though, because that does let you do really cool poses where the raptors can like look behind them and roar and look up and all that stuff. So kudos there. Another big difference between these two things that I think probably is the main thing that most collectors will be able to tell is the scan tag is totally different. This is the Legacy Collection version, so you get an idea of the scan tag there. And then this is the new Epic Evolution version. So you can see they're totally different scan tags, completely different. So pretty obvious difference there. They're even a totally different format. So for people that need those scan tags, I'll go ahead and put those up again. But yeah, they're completely different tags to scan into the Jurassic World Play app. Another thing I wanted to point out too is that this is the third version of this Raptor, which I like to call Humpty Dumpty Raptor. We had one as well for the Dino Escape line. I actually really dig this one. I love the paint coloration on it. Goes all the way through the tail even. I mean, it's a little bit of a... This Raptor mold doesn't always bother me because it's so round to account for that rotating mid-waistline, but I at least like the first version of it. These other subsequent versions aren't quite as exciting. I would almost say, you know, they're inferior to other sort of orange Velociraptors that Mattel's given us, and they've given us a lot. So, and then also even this figure in and of itself, this little head that they all have is I'll go ahead and pull the latest version. This head is even a retool of the jumping Raptor head we had from back from 2018. This is 2018 rather. I mean, this is one of the first figures they came out with, the jumping Raptor, right? If you're not familiar, they did a lot of blue versions of it. This is a Legacy Collection version, just so we could compare a little bit better. But it's literally the exact same head they used. They just reworked part of the body, really the back part of the body, to do this sort of round action feature, this moving back and forth. It's kind of weird how they flail. There's no button that activates it. It's literally just triggered by your resistance. I wonder if I had these tails backwards or upside down. What's the correct way to do these tails? I actually do think it's that. As awkward as that looks, I think that's the correct way to do the tail. So yeah, I mean, these two again are definitely unique figures from the scan tag perspective, from the plastic colors perspective, and from the paint perspective. Otherwise they are identical. But again, if you're kind of a mega completionist collector or a Raptor collector, you know, there's definitely differences you can see just at first glance, putting them next to each other one by one. Of course, yeah, anyone would forgive you if you thought they looked the same, just you know, seeing them on a website or seeing them on the shelf. But they actually are a little bit different from one another in terms of, you know, again, those like base design choices and of course that tag code. But pretty interesting stuff, fun things to kind of talk about as a collector, and, you know, have in your collection to have those minor differences year over year between a figure. But again, not the prettiest toy in the book. Don't love these dark sort of paint splotches. It almost looks like an art project versus like a professionally painted and designed action figure from Jurassic Park. But you know, we get lots of cool Mattel Jurassic toys, so we're bound to have a couple total stinkers, and I would maybe qualify these two as as duds. But I think that's all I got to say about these two. I hope you enjoyed this little comparison video. Again, I'm Tim Collect Jurassic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.